Alright, so... No, that's not how I started. Okay, so as you guys remember... I'm starting over. Okay, so as you guys remember, last time we had this bad boy in the dyno. If you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check it out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish the dyno tuning because at a certain torque output, the center differential just took off, started slipping, and when we put the diff controller into full lock, we were finally able to just kind of barely make a full pull, but it was bucking and popping and slipping the whole way. So, what we're going to attempt to do is pull the tail shaft housing off the back of the transmission, pull the center differential out, and I found a company in Canada called Mooresport, and they actually sell replacement and upgraded clutch packs for the DCCDs. So we got to get ours apart and kind of examine it and figure out what exactly has gone wrong. I'm hoping it's just the clutch pack. If we need more parts, there's other places we can get an overhaul kit. But right now we just got to get it out and figure out what we need, and then we can order some parts.
How many shots can I get of you, wrenching bolts? Dick.
So as I was draining the oil, it came out nice and clear, but as we started getting toward the top of the oil, it came out really dark. And if actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but if I kind of sift it, you see these little shinies in there, and that's actually not, that's not metal shaving shinies. That is actually the friction material that's coming off of the friction plates in the DCCD. So that is a good sign, because it's lighter than the oil, and it flows to the top film of the oil after the car's been sitting for a while. That is a good sign that our clutch plates inside the DCCD are probably pretty toast. So if you drain the oil in your STI and you see that, it's not a good sign. Look at that transfer gear set. She's in good shape, actually. Just slide right out. Look at that. This now is as good a time as any to start tearing it apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is our first clutch plate, actually. It's right here. And all of this, there's no burnishing there. Looks like it didn't get a ton of heat into it, but you can definitely see the wear in the clutch plate. You can see a little bit of burnishing. And it looks like in the spot, see the difference in the spot where it is contacting and where it isn't? So we got, this is the top one, there, and then an outside, and then an inside, and an outside. Oh yeah, the further we go down, actually, the more of the clutch material I can see worn off of the face of this. Ooh, and this plate got hot. This plate is actually warped. Look at that. Look. This plate is warped. It slipped so bad. It got super hot. Wow. Ooh, man, yeah, the further, see that, there's lots of burnishing on that clutch disc. And then the further we go down, it looks like the more heat was put, this is like totally black. and it started to turn brown there. That means that the material got super hot. So that is not good. All the burnishing right there, and it's not even a full contact patch. If you look, it actually, the disc got so hot that when the inside disc warped, it changed the contact patch, and it's not even touching all the way around the disc. It's only touching on the inside part of the disc.
Might have been part of the reason I had a hard time hooking up.
Yeah. Yeah, and the further we go down, the worse it gets. Oh,
wow!
Look at that.
That's disgusting.
That one's bad. The material is almost completely worn off. It's almost down to the bottom of the groove on that disc. This thing it's not had a very easy life, that's for sure. So that's the whole clutch pack right there.
So these are what you're replacing?
What we need to replace. It looks like there's another clutch pack.
Yeah.
Up here.
Down in there.
So we need to get
all down in.
We gotta get to this guy.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Okay, so that was up like that. Oh god, I'm scared.
You're gonna drop a million pieces. Oh, that's cool. Well, there goes the balls.
Oh!
Oh, there's little grooves.
Those are the balls that ramp
for the balls.
the clutch.
There's 1, 2, 3. 3
Yeah.
balls fell out, right?
Yeah. They're just little bearing balls that ramp this thing up. And wow,
Are those clutch packs, or is it just another set of gears in there?
I think it might be a set of gears. I guess we'll find out.
Hi, puppy. Hi, baby.
Where did the other balls go? So that's just a big thrust washer. And there is another set of clutch packs down here, but I think this is just the preload clutch packs for the actuator. So yeah, we have another set of clutch packs. These actually don't look like they're in that bad of shape. I don't see a lot of heat.
It's like snake scales.
Yeah, that is wild looking. Look at the contact surface on that. It's probably because this is a viscous clutch, and so it needs to have all these grooves for maintaining oil inside of it the whole time.
That's weird looking. I like
That is wild. Yeah, these clutches actually look like they're in pretty good shape. Yeah, that looks like it's in pretty good shape. It did look like it used to have some kind of coating on it. It is okay now. That's a thrust washer. That just rode against there, and that's another thrust washer, and then what's left over is the actuator. So that is the whole DCCD right there. So I want to show you guys something. Basically the way that this works, and these planetary gears are just for centering the whole clutch assembly, and you have these ramp surfaces right here, and so what gets our extra pressure ramp is those mating surfaces right there. And as this thing forces away from one another, because the breakaway, basically the ramp torque is set with this clutch pack that the actuator sets, and so the tighter this is, the more force that you have to give it, and more pressure it has to output to basically get this thing to ramp. And then when it ramps, it will make the wheels, the torque transfer between the front and the rear diff lock up. That is amazing.
So, we need
those.
We need these here.
Yeah. So let's order those.
This is interesting because if this works, like, it seems like the general consensus was that you don't rebuild these things.
Yeah.
But this doesn't seem that complicated.
It really doesn't.
And like a replacement, a whole unit was like what, $1,600?
More.
More than
It's
that.
like almost $2,000. And for, you know, basically a $500 replacement clutch pack, we can get this thing back up and running. Well, I'm pretty confident that we could fix this, actually.
Better than paying a couple grand for a whole new one, if that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta make a phone call to the Canadians.
Yes, we sure do. Alright, so we're back at it again with the Subaru. Finally, we got our parts, our new clutch pack kit. Unfortunately, Mooresport makes this in really limited batch quantity sizes, so they wait until they have enough orders and then they go ahead and put an order to manufacture them. But they're here. Thank God we can put the race car back together. So, laying them out. Got everything all nice and clean. Laid out on a nice clean towel. Wearing gloves. Don't want to contaminate this with any dirt or grit or anything like that that could destroy the clutch plates. Initially looking at them, I can already tell the design is better. It looks like on some of the clutch plates they actually changed the way, the grooving that are on the outer discs, and I'm assuming they did that to increase the surface area, the contact surface area between the inner and outer clutch discs, giving us a little bit better wear resistance and better grabbing. And these are also a different material, so this is they have a special carbon coating on it, and they also do a nickel nitride heat treating process, which makes these really hard, really resilient, and they last a long time, and they hold up to the heat really well, which of course in a center differential, because it's a clutch system and it can have lots of slippage, it can generate lots of heat, and the heat is what killed our previous clutch pack. So now for those of you attempting to do this at home, this only replaces the initial clutch pack, the main clutch pack in a DCCD. It does not replace the preload clutch pack that sits on the other side, pushes against the actuator, which we looked at when we tore this thing down. So if there's any issues with that portion, you have to buy a different kit, which I believe Rallytech sells. But for our purposes here, we know we've inspected everything. We know that this clutch pack is the only thing that's damaged, and so we can get away with just using the Mooresport kit with the upgraded clutches, put this thing back together, and hopefully be on our way. Nice thing, they pre-lubricated all the clutches. They've already been, looks like soaked in some kind of pre-lubricating oil, so we can just put this thing back together the way it is. Okay, so got everything laid out in the order that it came out, so that I can just put everything back in the way it's supposed to go. So we're gonna go outer first, inner. Okay, and these inner ones, all of these slots need to line up with one another. What that does is that allows for oil in the transmission to make its way down the clutch plates and get into the clutch pack. And if it's not lining up, you gotta flip it over. There's only one way it goes. Get into the clutch pack so that the clutches are always staying oiled all the time. Bada bing, bada boom. Flip that one. Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. And then flip that one over. That's our last outer plate. Thrust washer facing down. Okay, what's that on there? Get off there. And this last end plate here keys into this. If you push it on, oil should make it stick. And then we can drop the end plate on. Boom, look at that. And then put our snap ring in. It goes the other way. I can already tell this is not as worn because the snap ring is much tighter in the snap ring groove than it was before. Look at that. And that's it. And this is a hunk of trash right here. Should put these guys on the wall of shame. Now you guys should really commemorate Donovan right now. He's crawling underneath the car to film with a broken wrist. That's some fucking commitment right there. That's devotion. Man, what a guy. But holy shit! Woo! Already I'm noticing when I shift it under load, it doesn't, it seems to fall into gear a lot better. It used to kind of grind or hang up just a little bit. I think that was because of the input-output mismatch on the center differential. And now that it's actually spinning the way it's supposed to, the gears seem to mesh a little bit better. Center diff must have been slipping for a long time. That is impressive. Wow. Okay, so we just got back from the test drive, and I gotta say, that was amazing. I've never felt the car pull so hard, and now that I think about it, that center differential, the clutch pack beforehand, was probably slipping for a long time. So the way that that thing is just planted when you get into the boost is just insane. So it's proven. We fixed our center differential, and now we're gonna see what it's gonna do on the dyno, and that's the next video. You guys stay tuned. Thanks for watching.